I was curious in terms of this idea of like having a baseline, right? We live in a developed country, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's many things that if we didn't have, we would feel like we're either suffering or like we don't have a good quality of life, right? Like maybe we don't have Wi-Fi, so we can't work. Water.
Yeah.
Well,
clean water to live.
Clean water. That's a good point.
Well, yeah,
electricity, things like that, right? But then you look at some of the developing countries, and there's people that live in like mud huts. They have to get their food, like find it every day. But there's like, the subjective level of happiness is pretty high. So I'm wondering, do you think because we've grown up in a developed society where we've just had all this like these luxuries from the beginning, do you think it takes more things to get us to the same subjective level of happiness as someone in a developing country?
Yeah, I agree. We get normalized to what we have.
It's true.
That's why we feel bored whenever we're like doing something for a long time, and so it's harder to be grateful when you have everything. That's why it's so like if you're actively aware of what you have, grateful of like things that other people might not have, I think at that point you could be maybe at their same level. But if you're just like,
but it's tough. It's tough because humans naturally get acclimated to things, right? So we naturally get acclimated to our level of comfort. Sorry to cut you off.
Do you think we have the same, like let's say we're happy in our houses, right? And then another person in a developing country is happy in like a mud hut or something. Do you think we have the same subjective level of happiness?
Yeah. I think commercialization is like when we see all these things in our society and we're like, oh, this can be better. We're just not like really appreciating what we have. And I think a lot of the times, like going to live a simpler life can make you happier or like more, I guess, stable.
So you think there might be inherent value in the simple life itself that could make them happier? If that makes sense.
I guess.
Because one of the ways I view it is, like, you'll see, like, sometimes levels of happiness in developing countries are higher than in developed countries. And the reason seems to be because in a developing country, you may be having a poor quality of life, but everyone around you is as well. While in a developed country, let's say you're homeless, not only are you having a poor quality of life, but you're seeing everyone around you who has a much better quality of life.
Yeah.
So it's like your relative placement within a society could also have a big effect on how you feel about it. Because like if I was homeless in a place where everyone's homeless, then it's like,
I understand.
It's like that's the bar to reach. I'm there, so I should feel happy.
Yeah, I feel like inequality in society can be something that definitely like can make people more unhappy. Then I don't know. It's a weird topic, but
I think wasn't there this concept where it's like humans generally in any society have the general same level of happiness? I think it's called like the hedonic set point or something, where it's like humans have a base level happiness that they rise or fall from, and it's because like they get acclimated to a certain state of comfort. So if like you're super uncomfortable, but like because you don't want to live if you're miserable like all the time, right? So naturally the body's gonna be like, okay, we're gonna raise up the happiness just to get you living, right? And then or if you're living really comfortable, you're just gonna be like, you're like, I'm chill. This is a really comfortable level. I'm pretty happy, right? Or like if you're being bored or something, then I don't know. That's your body saying you need more excitement to raise up that level of happiness.
Yeah, I think when I think of stuff like that, it kind of makes me sad because maybe you have a set average level of happiness, right? And then you kind of go up and down, kind of like what we were talking about earlier. But I think a lot of that, there's like a big genetic component to that, and some people are just naturally predisposed to have a lower average happiness, where it takes more to make them happy. I don't know.
It does suck.
I mean, genetics is like everything, or like a lot of it. And I think like there's so much that we can't change. But I do think there are ways that you could improve like your general happiness. And I think like even for those people, I think still like you could still be content even if you're not like outward. I guess I don't know if you're saying happy because we've made this distinction earlier. It's kind of like confusing with the terminology, but I think it's just like how it works. I don't think there's much we can do about it.
Yeah.